Good morning. We pursue these wonderful thoughts from Jesus in Luke's version of the Sermon on the Mount. And we're in verse 37 of chapter 6, where Jesus is very forthright again, as he always was in the way he taught. Judge not, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it will be given to you. All of this really fits in with the amazing way in which God made our world. God made our world so that every living thing is produced by seed, by the fertilization of seed. And the seed sowing produces the harvest. And that overriding principle in the world in which we live is also true in our lives. It's the way God made it. So what we sow is what we will reap. If we sow anxiety and worry, if we're constantly watering those seeds, that's what we will reap. Now, I'm not a gardener. I don't pretend to be a gardener, but I have over the years had those marvellous moments when I thought I could be a gardener if I really made an effort. And I have sown seeds. And I've seen them come up. And most of the time I've got a bit of a harvest. I've not really looked after things properly apart from watering them. I'm not very good at any of it. But I have had, and I've even had one year when a tomato plant grew where I hadn't sown one. But then I remembered the year before that there had been tomato plants in that particular window box, and there had been some unripe tomatoes that had rotted and never matured, and they had obviously fallen to the ground, and a seed had germinated, and a new little tomato plant had grown up and borne its own tomatoes. I tell you, there are certain seeds I don't sow because I don't like them. I've never sown radishes because I don't like radishes. What's the point in sowing something you're not going to eat? But if I've sown something, I've expected to come up what I've sown. I mean, if I've sown seeds or had little seedlings that are peas, I like peas, I would expect to gather peas from them. You wouldn't expect to gather onions from pea plants. And yet, we behave in our lives in such a way. We do things that we don't want to come back to us. We're always judging people. We do it almost without thinking. We judge them by the way they look, by the colour they dye their hair, by the clothing they choose to wear, by the additional what are they called? They have all these tattoos, the tattoos that people choose to have. There are people who have tattoos on their faces. And there is something in me, I'm very old-fashioned about this, I don't like tattoos. I judge them by the way they look. I see people on the TV taking part in various competitions or many of these documentaries. I've not been well this last couple of weeks with this COVID, and I've watched an awful lot of TV, and there have been people on there who, judging by the way they look and the way they present themselves, I instinctively shy away from them. Now that's fault in me. I've tried all my life as a chaplain not to judge people when I meet them and treat them the way, I try to treat everyone the same. But there is something in us that makes us shy away from something that is different to what we're used to. We mustn't give these. Listen to the words of Jesus. They're quite stark. There's no excuses made. Judge not, and you will not be judged. I mean, the people he was talking to, they judged people by the work that they did. If they were tax collectors, they were outcasts. They were sinners. It didn't matter whether they were nice people or not. You just didn't associate with them. If they were Gentiles, you didn't associate with them because they weren't. You didn't have anything to do with them. You didn't have anything to do with Samaritans. You didn't have anything to do with women who sold themselves, sold their bodies. Judge not, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and it will be given to you. That last one is the opposite, isn't it? Not in these other ones, we're giving a negative, we're judging or we're condemning. Then the next one is forgive. That's giving forgiveness, not holding something against somebody. We've talked about that already. And here it is again. And then give, and it will be given to you. We should be generous people, open-handed, giving of our own abilities and talents, and also financially. Because we are in all these things to be like God, because God is like that. The period of Jesus is coming. He said, I've come not to condemn or to judge. There will come a day of judgment. When that day comes, we will stand and we will claim the blood of Jesus covering us. Then will come judgment. But the moment Jesus came on the earth, it was declared that he'd come to bring peace, to show that God was not angry with men, that there was peace on earth for those with whom God was not angry anymore. The angels gave that message. Jesus' whole purpose was to say to people, the way is open now. You're not barred from the presence of God anymore. The way is open. Come in. Don't hesitate. Embrace what I'm giving to you. The forgiveness is there. And the love and the giving and the generosity of God is there for all. All we have to do is open ourselves up to it and receive. And once we've received, to give as freely as we've been given. But it is the sowing. If you sow generosity, you will receive it back. If you sow forgiveness, you will receive it back. If you sow judgment, you'll receive it back. If you sow condemnation, you'll receive it back. Be careful what you sow. Just as careful as you are about what you sow in your window box or in your garden. Be careful what you sow, because what you sow is what you will reap. Anyway, that's enough from me for today. Have a great day. And I hope you're very blessed as you think about being more like God in all your responses to life. Bye-bye for now.